In this section, we'll go into how you can use arbitrage and make a lot of money selling different kind of watches on eBay itself for a lot more money than you actually found the same identical product. Here's a few things you want to do that's going to enhance the amount of profit you actually are going to be making. First off, look for items that are selling under $50 because you're going to try to double the amount of price that you'll be selling them on eBay. So this particular item right here is selling for $41. You are going to try to sell it for at least $79 on eBay itself. And here is another website you can use, and you can do the same exact thing with it. What I like to do is to find unusual products here. You don't want to get something that's very popular like Timex that somebody can do research and find the same exact item selling for a lot less money. What you want to do is find products that are pretty good looking, they're unusual, and they don't make that many of them, which means that it's less likely for somebody to find the same exact item. And second of all, it's more likely that whoever is going to buy it, they're not going to bother trying to find it if they can find the same exact item cheaper. They will just buy it and they'll be pretty happy with it. Another thing you want to do is, let's go back to the site itself. As you can see, this image itself does not make somebody really want to buy this product. There's only one image here. It looks pretty small, nobody knowing what they're getting. So for you to make sure that you are going to put this to the next level, you want to find maybe one or two watches that you like here. And let's go into the sales section here, which is clearance section. We're going into clearance right now. And here what you want to do is just make sure the item is under 50. So we're going to under 50 section and on clearance. Both things are excellent right here. And we're looking for something that looks that is going to sell for way more than $50 here. And this watch does look pretty good. It looks like something that at least costs $90. So right now it's selling for 46, but this image just doesn't do any justice for this product. This is why you want to buy this yourself, get this product, take a few pictures of it, list it up on eBay itself, and then see if somebody buys it for a lot more money. Now, although we are taking that chance here because we're actually buying this product, we want to make sure that whatever website we'll be using to use this particular method, you can return the item back. Let's go to the return policy. And here we have one. To qualify for a refund, the product must be returned within 30 days, which is good. This means actually that you can buy the product from here. You can buy at least a few of them. You can test it out. You can try to sell it for 30 days for yourself on eBay. And if you make the money, the difference, you keep on doing this. And if you try it out and this doesn't work for you, maybe try a different kind of arbitrage on eBay. Maybe watches is not for you. But if it does work for you, this is a great way to make money. It will have to take a few times for you to experiment until you learn the process and you learn which kind of products sell pretty good using this method. It's not something that you go into and like, hey, I just buy it and I make cash. It takes a few experimentations. It will take a few listings for you to be successful using this particular method. And in fact, with Zappos.com, you can try it with this site as well. It doesn't have to be just one site. You can try it with 10 different sites. If every single one of those sites have the 30-day money back, you can actually list a humongous amount of products all at once. You can test it out and then see which one actually sells and keep doing this. Now make sure you don't actually buy any more than one product per different website, because you don't want to return a bunch of products bought from the same site. That will just gonna ban you. That's not a good idea. So make sure you do your product research first before you actually go into and try this particular method here. What I mean by product research, you want to take the name of the product you will be actually selling. You're taking it into eBay itself. You're going to be just typing it right in here. And after you type it in, you're just going to go all the way to the bottom and to press on sold listings. It's going to tell you if any of those products actually sold and for how much they sold. If you see there is a humongous difference in price, it tells you that yes, this is a product that you might want to try using this arbitrage method. If there is not any product that actually sold for a lot higher, then it's not worth your time to attempt this. On the other hand, if you press on sold listings and it doesn't show any of those products, or if you go into the search itself and you can't find this watch anymore, it means this watch has been discontinued. And it's actually pretty likely, if you find it pretty cheap, that you can make some decent money selling this watch on eBay itself. So you might want to take a risk at buying a discontinued item and try to mark it up and sell it on eBay itself. In this, I'm going to be covering something that you can potentially make 3 times more on your money by doing something very simple. Now, every single year they come up with a new gaming system, and it is made by either Nintendo, Sony, or some other entity. When it becomes a hot sell and you don't know which one is going to become, the prices exponentially increase. What makes a hot sell is very simple. The item itself has to be priced very cheap, the item has to give a lot of value, and there has to be a limited amount of quantities of the item in production. This is exactly what happened here with the Nintendo Entertainment System, the miniature system. This one, which is the miniature system itself, this is the mini Nintendo. It was sold for $60, and it was a very good price for what it is. Now, since I owned this and I owned a previous version of it when I was a kid, I really didn't want this. In fact, I like the Super NES so much better. But that's why I didn't buy it. On the other hand, I wasn't thinking that I could actually get this and make money on it. Sometimes you're just not paying attention to things as much as you should. And I should have looked at it and say, hey, this is only $60. This looks like something awesome I could resell for a lot more cash, which I should have done. Now, at $60, I could have just put in $60, bought it, and then made a lot more. Now, this year I actually messed up, so I didn't do it. But potentially next year, I'm going to be looking for something like this again. Because a few years back I made a humongous amount of cash buying used Game Boy systems. Now, let's take a look at what's going on here and why it is making so much money. First of all, it is no longer available for sale on Amazon at all. You can't buy it on Amazon because it is too expensive. Take a look at the price right now. Now, can you buy it? You can, but it's not going to be from Amazon itself because Nintendo itself made a limited amount of quantities of this product, and they can only sell it at the value that they wanted to price it, which was $60. Now, since they don't have enough of it in production, anyone else who got this piece and wants to sell it and profit on it is doing exactly that. Take a look at the new listings right here. As you can see, a lot of people went in, they bought it, and they're trying to resell it for around $200 or so. Now you might say, that's how much they want to sell it. Are they actually selling it for this amount? So we're going to go into eBay and check it out. Let's take a look at the reviews. Now, there is a humongous amount of 1-star reviews on this product, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the product itself. A lot of people are just not happy that this item doesn't have a power supply, and another thing that they dislike about is the price, that people jacked up the price so high that very few can actually go and afford it. Here is another version of the same product. This is the EU mini edition. It is made to be played in the European Union. This one is going for $232. You can buy it on it as well on Amazon itself. You have to go and buy it from somebody who is selling it, such as you. You can, if you have one, you can go into and press on sell on Amazon, and you can sell it for around this price yourself. So it also has a lot of 1-star reviews for the same exact reason. It has nothing to do with the quality of the product. Take a look at this. If you want to compete against all those sellers, you gotta price your item cheaper than any of them right here. which means around $229 you automatically might actually get a sale. Now let's go into eBay itself and see how many of those items are actually listed. There is 1,828 listed for sale. Not everything is the system itself. There's other things that are listed as well, which means there is a lot of demand for this product and there is a very small supply for it. In fact, if you want to maximize the amount of money you want to make with this, you go up ahead and you put it to a bidding war. So if you start bidding at the cheapest price, you are going to make some pretty good cash here. Take a look at this. There's $245 because Christmas is coming. It's coming soon and somebody wants this toy for Christmas. They're willing to pay almost any price because some kid just told them that, hey, I want this toy. It's on my wish list. Go get it, daddy. And daddy has no choice. He has to buy it before Christmas. This is why the price got jacked up so quick and so fast for this product. So this guy is smart. He started the listing at $1 and everybody is bidding it up fast. Take a look at this. They already bid it all the way to $245. Now, if you want to get your hands on this system, you might still be able to do this. And the easiest way for you to go about and get it is to go to a GameStop and just call them up or just go there. If you go to a bunch of GameStops all around your city, eventually you might get lucky and get a delivery of this piece. Sometimes it comes right off the truck, they bring it to the GameStop and you can buy it right there. So the times you can get it are usually during the morning hours when people are working. It's between 9 to 5. I would say from 10 o'clock to around 12 is when the delivery man usually goes about and delivers those items to GameStops. That's when they get a fresh supply. Now, by the time 5 o'clock comes in and 6 o'clock comes in, a lot of people go in and go shopping and go look for the item that is best seller, which is the classic NES. And it's just not going to be there, because people are doing exactly what I told you. They're calling a bunch of those stores up all over the place and they're trying to get their hands on it just to list it on eBay, just to make 3 times the money for it. Now, what I did here is very simple. I went into sold listings, I pressed it out once. I just want to show you how much this item is going for. So here somebody sold it for $202. He made people bid on it and they probably have to pay shipping for it as well. This person right there was a little bit smarter. He just put in the price at $240 and somebody just bought it with buy it now. They didn't have to go and start a bidding war for it. This guy right there underestimated the demand. He put it buy it now for $190. He potentially could have got 50 extra bucks if he was a little bit smarter. So this just shows you the pricing and how much it can go for. So every single day the pricing actually varies. It can go from $214 to $208, and here is another person who underestimated with bids on this item. In fact, it looks like the bids are not catching as much money as people who are just posting it right there at buy it now. Sometimes it goes a lot higher. At other times it just doesn't. It falls down a lot cheaper. So with bidding itself, you're taking a risk here, but if you have more than one item, you can have one buy it now, another one you can get people to bid on it, and eventually people will decide, hey, I don't want to bid on something, I just want to get it. They will pay the higher amount for the item because they just want to get it now. They don't want to wait until the end of the 7-day or a 10-day listing is actually over. But as you can see, it just shows you something that is highly important here for you to know. First off, bidding, it's a bigger gamble for you when you sell an item. It's more likely if you put a buy it now price, you're going to get the higher price. It's very unlikely you will get a higher price if people are going to bid and start at 1 cent. It also shows you that hot toy is definitely going to be something that you can make a humongous amount of profit on. So if you get it for $60, you can triple your money pretty easy here by doing something very simple. It is going to different places that potentially have it, asking for it, and eventually you get lucky, you post it up, and you make 3 times or more out of the initial money that you actually spend on it. So this is one thing that you could do, but next year you gotta find the next hottest toy. By figuring out which one could be it, by staying on top of whatever niche you're in, you'll probably figure it out, and then you can make exponential amount of money. One thing I totally don't recommend for you to do is to go up and stock up on as many mini NESs as you can once the supply is actually taken care of. So once Nintendo goes and gets a bunch of those products out there in stores themselves after Christmas, it's not going to be a good time for you to get your hands full of those, because the supply issue is going to go away, the demand is not going to be as high, and you won't be able to sell it for that much money. Although you might get lucky a little bit, in fact, next year, I don't suggest for you to try this gamble at all. This toy is not going to be the hottest toy next year. It's always going to be something else. So make sure you do study up, try to find what is the next big thing that's going to be, and if you figure it out, you can profit big time.